you if I can. Reconnecting. So I think that one's live. Let's put the legs out so it doesn't fall over in this wind. There we go. Focus. Still quite a strong wind.
Yeah.
Do you want coffee?
Yes, please. No, it says you're live up there.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm not talking this time if people come in, because I just feel like there's this. I know people will watch it back later, but it just seems like a long time of just shouting into the wind. It's a bit boring.
There's a lot of wind.
The wind's gone so cold, hasn't it?
It has.
I mean, for such a sunny day.
I think it's coming from the north.
You know, I looked on my face and it was so bright red from that cycling yesterday.
Well, that was the wind more than anything as well, wasn't it?
Well, it was that, and the roads were like
Ruler straight.
ruler straight for what felt like thousands of kilometres. Was probably about 5 kilometres, and then you turn right and there was another road.
Yeah, you see a bend coming, you think, oh, that's the end of it, and it just went straight again, as though you were doing a square. Well, we weren't doing a square because we weren't going quite back on ourselves, zigzag.
No. We've got some of those nice chocolate biscuits.
Need to get them?
Yeah, you could do if you...
I can't remember where they are.
You might end up with your bum in the...
No, because it's not in that way. Lucky for you.
Is it in the back? In the back door. Right, I'm going to put this wind baffle up. And we can sort of update people. We're just... we're about a day's cycle from Bordeaux. Michelle?
Yes. A long day's cycle.
Yeah, a day and a half then, let's say.
Yeah, we'll see. Depends how windy it is and how many hills we hit.
Well, we're going to stay here for a couple of days,
Yes.
I think, because I think this is... Well, I can explain to people why.
You need that wind shield there, don't you?
Yeah, probably going to set fire to my eyebrows in a minute. Is anybody in at all?
Well, it says there's a few. 5.
Well, they can have a bit of ASMR viewing now because I'm not talking. I'm sucking because nobody bothered to say bloody hello. Lazy. Some people come in, they're so lazy. I find that, you know, they won't say, oh, they're shy. I don't know. I don't care really. I don't really care.
I don't know, or maybe they're not watching on their phone or on their computer.
I don't know. I don't
if they're
want
watching
to...
on their telly, it's a bit difficult, isn't it?
Maybe, yeah, but I don't want to...
Ah,
mess
J
with that.
Farm Boy. Hi from Zimbabwe,
Who is that?
Africa. J Farm Boy.
J Farm Boy. J Farm Boy's been commenting quite a bit recently.
You get the gold star for being first. And Simon Lum says hello.
Oh, some people in. We didn't even... Have we promoted this one?
No, no title, no promotion.
No title, no promotion.
I'm not even bothering to look at my phone properly.
These are called Les tablets, so they're... See, I quite like the look of these. They've got like a white chocolate in the middle of the milk
cool.
chocolate.
You think?
A bit like those ones, Emily.
Oh, yeah,
I think so.
Heart is of milk.
Heart of milk chocolate.
Yeah. Heart with milk, it says.
Yeah.
Cool. Should I open them?
I'll tell you what we could have as well. One of those figs that we got from the lady yesterday.
Oh, yes.
Maybe. In a minute. We'll wait until the coffee's
just
done.
by your head.
Yeah, I'll get the coffee made first.
If there's right, we've eaten all the right ones, but I think there might be some right ones now. That was a big tree.
Tell the story, because we're cycling. We were just coming to a really big downhill. Was it at the bottom of the hill or the top of the hill? I think it was the top of the hill, right?
Top of the hill, yeah, before we hit that 18%.
Yeah, and there was this big hill, which was a brakes all the way hill, and at the top we stopped to just check the map, and a lady came and said she'd seen us the day before.
She said, I've seen you before. I thought, no, you haven't, it's somebody else. But she said, no, it was you. You were cycling past this place. She actually said the name of it, which I can't remember.
The name was interesting. It was an English name. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It might come to me. And she'd seen us cycling, and we're quite notable because we've got the colours that we've got, and then she spoke a little English. I mean, we got by with our French and English.
We did between
but
the
she
two
was
of us.
she was a day's ride from, I mean, by bicycle from where she'd seen us, but she was at a friend's house just out in the country collecting figs. So she was
huge
tree. And her partner, her husband, we didn't ask actually, it could have been...
I think it was her husband.
I assume it was her husband. They started offering us these lovely figs. I mean, he bought us a really ripe one, and you just eat the whole fig, the whole
skin
and everything. It was so delicious.
So ripe.
And so
we've actually bought figs a couple of times from the shops, and I'm not that keen because they're a bit too they're not really flavoursome and a bit pippy, but these were delicious.
Yeah, they were good. Well, I'll show. I might bring them over to the camera. The camera's way over there today, so you're seeing a much broader. I can't even see it.
So J Farm Boy says, I simply enjoy your laid-back, free-spirit lifestyle. Well, that's nice to hear.
Thank you, mate.
And John Christie says, come to Penang, finding Google. Well, we know where Penang is. Unless there's another one.
Well, it's a long ride from here. It's a long ride.
Yeah, it might take us a little while to do that, the rate we're going.
So, what I wanted to talk about is are many people in? Just say hello if you're in, because it was quite frustrating a minute ago. For me, anyway. I wanted to tell you a bit of a story, and there was no one. There were 8 people in at one time, and nobody said hello, and it bugs me a little bit, but it's the way of life. But we've rocked up to this campsite, and it's very peculiar. I said to Michelle, it's like if there's a zombie apocalypse gone on. You can see, possibly behind me, there's a tent just here, and a tent just next to us. There are 2 tents over there, and there are dozens of caravans all the way around the site. But there's nobody here.
We're alone.
Last night there was nobody in this tent, nobody in any of the tents, and nobody in the caravan. Now there is one gentleman. There's a car just behind us, and there's one gentleman in that. So it's kind of, but there's nobody at reception. There's no staff here. They've got really lovely bathroom facilities, but there's
great.
Cleaners around. There's nobody around
but
maintaining. They were lovely and clean. So we're just a bit perplexed by it.
Yeah,
it's nobody's come to ask us to pay anything. I've been to the office 4 times, and there's never anyone there. It just says closed. Oh, I've got a little bug.
Well, when we turned up, it actually said open, didn't it? But it wasn't open.
No, I think it said closed. Did it? No, on the gate, on the door. It was opening hours.
Opening hours.
It was open. It was the time of day when it should be open, but there was no one there. And so we came in and we set up,
as we've done before.
And we thought, well, we'll wait till the morning and we'll go and see them. And when we went down there was nobody there again. And the stranger thing is, there's these little tents around us. There's actually washing hanging on the line. Somebody's got some washing over there, but there's nobody here. And last night it was like a ghost town. And I wondered if something has happened, and they're all... I wanted to reach out and just say hello to you all to make sure that everything's all right.
The J Farm Boy says, I guess you may bring the camera closer for better focus.
Okay, I can do that.
And Goonlove says, hi, Stephen Michelle.
Gordon, how are you, mate?
And more bad luck. You got more bad luck, Gordon. Or we have. We're all right.
All right, I'll bring the camera.
He's made coffee now, so he's feeling a bit better. Oh, wind's getting up.
Wind's getting up.
I hope it's not too windy on camera.
Now, is it focus, or is it a little bit mucky, the lens? Let me just have a little clean of the lens for you guys, because it might have just got some...
I think it looks okay. I think it's okay.
I quite liked it being far off. I'm going to see your pants, am I, Michelle?
No, no.
Pants? Say pants to poverty.
Have a chocolate biscuit. It's got a castle on it.
Now that's weird, isn't it?
Well,
I d-
oh, you left a bit behind. A corner.
Not for mine.
Oh, no, from the bottom one.
For my later one, my next one. So I'm making these little Japanese. Is that better, mate? Is it a bit closer now?
Oh, that's sad, Gordon. So Goonlove said, I had a stroke, then my wife at 44 had a massive stroke, bleed, and still in hospital.
Oh, God, Gordon.
Not
Gordon, not a good year, mate.
good. No.
So sorry to hear that, mate.
But Jay Farnborn says much better now.
Yeah.
Good. Good, good.
So, I think actually there might be some movement because I think the guy might be out cutting the grass.
Oh, there's a guy behind us.
Oh. Hey, this place, he's not a zombie, is he? Just go and check. Check he's all right. He didn't just come out of one of the tents. Okay. See, that's interesting.
It's the first person we've seen.
Well, no, I did see that guy.
Oh, yes, you did see that guy. But just once, it hasn't come out again.
No, and there's another section to this campsite. I'd say there are 50 caravans, all pitched out, but all empty. There might be one or two have got the odd person in. But I don't know if you've been to France before, you'll know that you can quite often go into a town and they feel like nobody's living there. All the shutters are closed.
Particularly around just after lunch.
Yeah, it's got that feel. 2, 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. You know what time it is?
The clock chimes 3.
And every half hour it does a one dong.
One dong.
So Gunnar said that's why he hasn't been on. And how are you? We're good.
We're good, mate.
We're good. And
we've cycled. Go on.
Jay Farnboy sends best wishes to Gunlov's wife.
Yeah, we all do. Let's have a little whatever your denomination, whatever you're feeling. Saying good karma, have a prayer.
Yeah.
Good thoughts, send
Good
spiritual wishes to Gunlove and his wife, and anybody else for that matter that's having a rough time of it, but particularly Gordon and his wife, because they're long-term friends of ours from on the channel, and he's had a bit of a tough year, but it's odd, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of white stuff in the middle. There's a little bit of white stuff.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't had one yet.
No, I know. I've just eaten one just to check for how much white stuff there is. And this one here is missing a corner, so I better
Well, it's
have
not
that
really
one.
missing a corner.
I ate it.
You ate the corner. There's a lot of difference between missing a corner and you've eaten the corner.
Well, it was fallen off and thought it was from yours, so I had to eat it and then discovered it was mine. It's got a little castle on there.
So we cycle. Are you going to be like
No.
9 biscuits in and I haven't even
That's it now.
made the coffee yet?
I'm going to sit back and drink my coffee.
So yesterday's ride. Oh, I want to be clever and say the names of the towns that they were from, but it was. We're about a cycle and a half from Bordeaux. We actually we made it all the way from Caen to La Rochelle. We had that big stop at the beginning which messed us up. It was, where we stopped in Flair, and we did almost 3 weeks there, and it ate into a lot of the time editing. So since then we've been much more diligent. We stopped to see some friends in the Vendée region of France. We stopped to see some old friends, which was lovely, but which added about 50 kilometres in and out to our journey.
But we completed the Velo Francet.
We completed the Velo Francet. On our tracking, we'd done about 750 kilometres. I think the Velo Francet's about 600, but we did extra because of the nature of because we're marathon champions.
Because we love just doing the extra kilometres up and down hills.
Read some comments and just let me just eat the biscuit for a minute.
No, so it's just Gunlove and Jay Farnboy sending love to each other.
Having a little bromance.
I've lost the comments now. Oh dear, what's happened? Okay. Can we go that way? There we are.
Gordon, I don't know if your wife watches us as well when you're watching, but send the love from Michelle and I when you see her.
Yes. And hope she feels and gets better soon.
Yeah, I hope she has a full and fast, speedy recovery. Not good.
So we got to, there's no more comments. You have to comment so he can eat his biscuit. So we got to La Rochelle, didn't we? That was a good ride.
No, it wasn't.
But it was to La Rochelle.
No, we arrived in La Rochelle in a thunderstorm.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that bit. I blanked that bit out.
She's hit the PTSD. She's kind of. We hit this storm. It was both of our faults really, because we knew a storm was coming, and we'd just gone through a little town that offered all sorts of shelter. And we thought, well, no, we'll ride on because there's so much shelter around.
And it was a bit to one side, wasn't it?
It just came down. It was like, as they say in France, coming down in strings, did Emily tell us?
Yes.
Coming down in strings.
In strings.
It was coming down in ropes.
So Gunnar says we have sun for once. Cool, we've got sun here.
And we got drenched. I was probably wearing a t-shirt like this. You were in a t-shirt like that. We had our shorts on. Everything was soaked. My wallet in my trousers was soaked. Everything in my pockets was soaked. Completely, it was dripping down me. We eventually saw ahead of us a bridge, like a railway bridge, and I left Michelle behind. I knew she was fine. I could see in the mirror that she was fine because we'd had to go over. I saw a bridge. I thought it was a place we could stop, but it turned out to be one of these awful little narrow canal bridge crossings.
And it had a steep up.
Steep into it, and then
I
narrow where
couldn't
you've
quite
got.
make
So Michelle couldn't quite get up. We were both pedaling like crazy, because over the other side I could then see another bridge, which I thought this bridge is going to give us a bit of a shelter. So we are cycling like Billy over this bridge. I'm going a little faster than Michelle. I got to the bridge before you, and you'd struggled on the last bridge. I wasn't waiting for her. I wasn't
I knew I was
courteous
fine.
and sort of stopped, but I knew Michelle would be fine. I thought, well, if I can just get to this bridge. And I arrived there's another couple under the bridge, so I'm thinking, all good, we're going to be in the shade. Got to this bloody bridge, stopped, looked up, it's just holes.
It's a railway bridge.
It was a railway bridge. It just had planks and a gap and a plank and a gap. So it was just, and it was coming down through the railway bridge more than
if you were outside.
But we were sort of in it for a biscuit, but was it in it for a biscuit, in it to win it? I don't know. We were in it.
We were wet.
We were soaked. And so we got out our waterproof gear in timely fashion and put it over the top of our wet stuff.
Clothes.
But at least we could now stand in this rain, and it was just pouring off us.
About half an hour, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then it did start to give over a little bit, so we said, okay, let's just ride in it, didn't we?
We're white.
It's not much white, is it?
We're white in that. There's nothing.
So Belle Alice says, looking very tanned, and then she sent us 20 Australian dollars. Send me one of those baguettes from the vending machines. It might be a bit stale by the time you get it, but thank you very much.
There is life.
There is life on this there campsite.
Somebody in a van. He stopped there, has he?
So Larry KP says, hi there, amazing, beautiful couple. Greetings from Ipoh, Malaysia. Nice background park there. It is nice. We've got it all to ourselves. Us and the pussycat over there.
And a guy in a van.
And a guy in a van. Don't know where he's gone now, though.
We had a baguette. Who was that? Belle Alice. Mm-hmm. We had a baguette from a vending machine just over here. As we arrived to this campsite, this apocalypse zombie, everybody's just left all their belongings. I'm not going to show you now. I was going to do this earlier, but please accept that I'm just too lazy and can't be bothered. There's a caravan opposite. It's got all the plates and tables. It's got everything set out, and they've just gone.
There's nobody.
Nobody there.
Nobody there.
The oddest thing, though, are these little tents.
Yeah, and there's a couple over there as well. Nobody there.
I'll give you a quick show. I'll give you a quick show. Where'd that van go?
It went behind there and it's
So
gone.
yeah, this caravan here, if you go around the side, the tables are out, it's all set for dinner. And they've just gone. There's a little pup tent here, nobody in it. Nobody came last night, just nobody's there, it's just on its own. There's another little tent there, nobody. All these caravans are empty. The washrooms are beautiful. I mean, they're the
We've got
best,
the facilities to
probably the best
ourselves.
we've seen
I've
in a long term. Sorry,
I've had
sorry,
two showers
Pierre.
and used different ones each time.
Yeah. But let's just pop that back down, not too far away because I don't want to get
Yep. There we go.
into bother. Yeah, the showers are lovely.
Yes.
Had one when we arrived, had one this morning. Really clean, and nobody's cleaning them.
Nobody's cleaning them, but they're clean.
And nobody at the front desk. So we don't know. I mean, technically, if we were decided to leave this morning,
Yeah, if we'd have just done a
there's no one
one-nighter.
to pay.
No. What do we do? But we're staying a bit longer.
So we needed some coffee filters, so we've actually ordered some off of Amazon, and they're going to come tomorrow. So we're going to stay tonight, get the filters tomorrow, and if they come early in the morning, we'll leave. But if they come late, we'll stay another night and leave
Yep.
the next day.
Leaves the next day.
So lucky, Amazon's been pretty good for those sort of little things.
Yeah.
Although the girl we met yesterday was adamant she would never buy anything from Amazon. Nothing. She was going to Decathlon, a non-globalized company, a non-global Goliath of a company, to buy something because she wouldn't buy from Amazon.
Yeah, we find Amazon
She was
good.
French. I wonder whether she just doesn't like it because it's not.
Not
She
French.
sees Decathlon.
Well, because Decathlon's French.
I can understand.
And supporting the small businesses, oh no.
Well, you can't, because she wanted to buy an inflatable pillow for her tour. Well, you can't. Small businesses, there are none in France that are doing that. So she's
No.
having to go to Decathlon, which is in every country in the world, almost as big as Amazon. And she wouldn't.
And you get more variety from Amazon. But anyway. So Belle Alice says, I think the French might think that Decathlon is French only. Possibly, but they're everywhere. We've seen them in so
But it
many
is French. I
places.
think it's a French company.
It is a French company. We saw one in Taiwan, didn't we?
In Taiwan, in Japan, in Australia, in
Yep,
America,
America.
everywhere.
Everywhere. Big
And in
company.
every European country, of course, the UK.
But we popped in there the other day, didn't we? Into Decathlon. First big one we've seen. Belle Alice says we have them here. Yes, in Australia. They are. They
Do you want
are
to say
everywhere.
why? Shall I say why we went into Decathlon?
You can say why we went into Decathlon.
Well, one of our beds keeps going down.
That sounds plush, doesn't it? One of our beds.
One of our, what Michelle calls it, a lilo. Because I think she thinks we're going to swim back to Australia on it. Keeps going down, but really slowly, and it's so annoying. And it's under a year old. So we went into Decathlon, and the girl sweetly just changed it. We didn't have the receipt or anything.
Nope.
And she just wasn't bothered. She said, no problem. She went and got another one and gave us a new one, so we got a fresh bed. Michelle's backlight is not working. The guy, Ben, lovely guy, did a full repair on
He
it.
did.
Doesn't work.
It did work when we left.
It worked for about 300 feet. There's a wire connection. I could have fixed it. If I had my own tools, I'd fix it myself. It wouldn't be difficult.
But really, it's just a little bit too short, isn't it?
Yeah.
Decathlon needs to put a little bit more wire on it when they do it. So that's the only thing we've had a fault with.
And the beauty is, if we go into a Decathlon, they will fix it. There's no doubt about it. Anywhere in the world, they'll fix it.
It was amazing. I still had all my panniers on the bike, and he lifted it up
This lad
onto the rack because
He
I said he
wasn't
can't
young.
lift that.
wasn't a young lad. He was probably in his sort of.
Well, the first one he put it on was a hydraulic one, and actually he didn't tighten it enough, and it was slowly went down because he put it on and then
all
and
four
cranked it up.
panniers and the bike and the front bag and all the water, and he lifted it up. And I said to him, "You got to watch your back. You got to watch your back. Don't be trying to be a hero. We can take the panniers off. We can clip." No.
No,
He's
no,
going
no,
like
no,
that.
no.
And he just threw it up there, and then he soldered and fixed the light, as so it didn't work for long, sort of
No.
200 meters.
Yeah, got me out the shop, I think.
The guy's coming back again.
Yeah, let's see where it's from.
Yeah, so
So there is life on this
there
campsite.
is life.
We are not the only ones.
You have to
sat here
ask some
drinking
questions, people, if you've got any questions. Because if you don't ask questions, we need some. We need some topics of conversation. Bonjour.
coffee. Bonjour.
Do you want another chalky biscuit?
Yes, Larry says the park is all for both of you right now. Hee hee. Yes, it is.
It is, apart
And
from
last
this
night
guy
it
that's
was.
just gone by twice.
Yeah, and then I think he's probably going to pop out now.
Let's have
He'll
a
probably
look,
go out
see
the
if he-
gate.
Is he staying here or is he?
I don't know. He's sort of done a round route, checking who else is here.
There is a little back gate, you see, and I think he might have just wandered in the back gate. Maybe news has got round the town. There's this strange couple rocked up to the closed campsite, and it says on the front closed, which it does say
It does,
actually, but
yeah.
only like office is closed.
Yeah.
Maybe they've all. No, he's leaving. So maybe they're all sort of talking in the village. You know, there's some strange bloody couple,
Yeah,
foreigners.
let's go and
rocked
check 'em
up.
out.
You know, they're in the closed campsite, using all the facilities. Could be. No, it said it was. The dates and that were open for September.
Yes, yes. And on the facilities, it's got all of the dates, you know.
And the prices,
the
so we know how
prices.
much we should be paying.
You've just got to find somebody to pay.
Yeah, seems quite reasonable.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
so we're going to be here 2 or 3 nights. See this T-shirt? It says "Grateful for where I'm at," and it's quite ironic, really, because quite often I'm wearing it when I'm not grateful for where I'm at. And yet, the other day, and there's a video. I'm not sure which section of the video it'll be on, and whether even I'll show it. But I'm cycling along, and I go past a big thorn bush. And the thorn catches the T-shirt and it just pulls it back like that and puts a hole in it. Mm-hmm. So Michelle said that has to be thrown away, and I've tried to throw it away about 3 times. But
It still keeps going back into the bag.
Keeps going back into the bag because it's comfortable. You know, it's soft and comfortable.
So Larry Kay says, "Bonjour, ça va bien?"
Oui, ça va.
And Belle Alice says, "Oh, I know those chocolates."
Yeah, yeah. Look, they're the chocolate. But actually, there's a funny thing, Belle Alice. There's a funny thing, sweetheart, is that they've started making them. They used to be like the chocolate overhung the biscuit, so you could sit and nibble the chocolate off around the biscuit. But since we've left France, they've all become, almost all of them have become, the biscuit overhangs the chocolate, which is a bit pants, really.
She says they are smaller. They are smaller because the chocolate used to...
They're smaller and the chocolate is only in the middle now.
You know, it's all packaging.
So now you've got...
It's all packaging.
You bite the biscuit, which is pointless.
To get to the chocolate.
You can still find, there's just a handful, but all the companies, Lou, all the big international corporate companies who used to make these biscuits, have all started chucking the chocolate in the middle and not letting it overhang, and that's really disappointing because it's not the same.
No, so it's all biscuit and not chocolate. So Goodlove says, "How many miles have you done?" We don't know miles, kilometres. Could convert them.
I'll tell you in a minute, Gordon. Do you mean today or overall? I'll ask you that question first.
You have to elaborate. Okay, so Beast G wants to be named. I will let that one go through. And says, "Can you name me?" But because you wrote it like that, it blocked it, and I had to. So just ask the question, and then I'll name you. You see.
So we've done. We haven't. I've got to go into my commute and look at every stage and add them all up, so it's a bit troublesome. We've probably done about.
Overall, he says.
Overall, well, we've probably done about. We're going to guesstimate about 500 kilometres in the UK, and then we've probably done around about. I'm not sure how far this is now. How far Bordeaux's from La Rochelle? I'd say probably about 800 or 900 maybe.
900, I think, nearer, maybe.
Yeah, so maybe about 900 kilometres since we've been in France. Yeah, maybe about 1,400 kilometres or so. I'm guessing though.
Which is well done. And Petri says, hello, Stephen Michelle.
Hi Petri, how are you? I mean, I always say to myself, one day I'll sit and add it up, and I never do because I can't be bothered.
All I know now is we're doing a lot more kilometres in a day than we did when we started.
Yeah, for instance, that cycle yesterday, we did, we wild camped. We'd wild camped for 2 nights, and we were feeling a bit tired, and it was a very unpleasant, well, not unpleasant, it was an unpicturesque farming area, and there was some of the most immense sized farm machinery. So the scale of the machinery was huge, wasn't there? There was the irrigation legs that you see on some farms. You'll see these sort of like frameworks on sort of like triangular shaped wheels that cut across the field and irrigate the land. The ones on these particular farms were huge. They were like sort of at style things, huge and kilometers and kilometers long. The tires were massive, and they were rolling across. They weren't actually moving. They were stationary. But so the scale was huge, and we kept. Oh, do you remember the diversion I took?
First of all, Belle Alice says 186.8 kilometres Bordeaux to La Rochelle. I think that's a Google.
Yeah, that's
that's not quite our route.
And that's not our. Google will give you. I mean, that's a good way to work it out. It's generally more when you do it by bike because you're doing.
We love Google, don't we? From our little diversion that we
did. Used Google once yesterday for the first time in a long time, and I said to Michelle, this road is so long, we couldn't see the end of it. We couldn't see the end of it behind us. We couldn't see the end of it. And I said, it just seems to go, it seemed to go up here, across here, down here, and then off to this village. And I said to Michelle, I'm sure we can get through. So I'm going to use Google. So I put a Google route in.
Good old Google.
I filmed this event. We haven't even taken it off the camera, so it might be a week or two before I get to look at it. But we took a left. There was like a gap between 2 fields and a little path. And I said, it looked a bit rough. But I said to Michelle, let's go down it anyway. And it looked a little rough. And then it looked a little rougher. And then it looked a lot rougher. And eventually it was just green. And with just big ruts.
Well, big ruts, little ruts, little ruts.
Yeah, just keeping you stuck in. And it's like grass, you're just driving through grass. And it was about 2 kilometres long, and it was hard going. And once you're committed, you can't really go back.
We weren't sure whether we were going to get out the other end. That was the thing, wasn't it? We said, do we keep going? Do we keep going? So we just kept going.
And eventually, we came out, and I reckon it took us...
Oh, and then there was a right turn, and that was down another road.
Yeah, but I reckon that took us quite a time.
Oh, yeah.
So we got, the right turn I'm coming to, because the right turn took us back to the commute track that we were on, that every other person would have done, on a lovely straight tarmac road. We saved nothing. We saved absolutely nothing. And we went through a jungle, basically. There was an old farm to the left of us that looked like it was a bit like what we're seeing here, like an apocalypse farm, with old boards up saying "keep out" in French, and dirty old piles of rusty tractors and stuff beside us. There was a bloke suddenly in a field with a scythe cutting weeds in a pond. Do you see a scythe? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then. Yeah, it felt a little bit sort of Deliverance. It was like, oh dear, we're in a wrong spot. And then we came out on on this other road, which is a bit pants also and very polluted, just to get back to where we were, and we could have not done it.
No.
But it was a good break.
Yeah, it's different terrain. 244 kilometres by bike, apparently. Belle Alice has been checking on Google. So Jane Farm Boy says, want to thank you for taking us around the scenic and serene views while we're tucked in our comforts.
You're welcome.
And Gareth Lavelle says, hi Steve Michelle, will you be doing this until you retire? What are your plans? Just curious because enjoying your journey.
Gareth, yes, probably. It's funny because I don't know how old Michelle and I look, but we're younger probably than, we probably look older than we are because of the amount of travelling we do, how haggard we get. But we had a guy meet us twice, so we've met him twice on the road, and he keeps going on about how we can get like a senior's card for travelling by rail in France. And the second time he met us and he kept saying about we could get the seniors card, I had to say to him, we're not bloody old enough for seniors cards. So he defaulted to the fact we were. So yeah, anyway, I'm not going into my age, but we're not old enough for a seniors card.
So Petri says Google can be a hit or miss sometimes, especially depending on the country. Sounds like you had a miss.
Yeah, if you do Google Maps and then choose cycle routes, that still won't take you the route that we would normally go.
No.
Because you've got to use Komoot. You've got to use one of the apps that are specific for cycling, because if not, you'll just be on roads. They'll just take you on main roads, the straightest route, but you'll be up against traffic the whole time.
J Farm Boy says with Google, dead ends are inevitable.
They are, and they're often take you through places you're not meant to go, also like farms that are closed. Whereas Komoot and a number of other apps that we use very specifically to pick out cycle routes. They're always longer, but they're always safer and generally flatter, and not always flatter, but generally
Quieter.
safer.
Nice.
But almost always longer. So if you put into Google and it says you 280 kilometres, you're probably about 350 kilometres on site if you take Cycle Pass. Not always.
Yeah, because most of the time you can't go on those straight roads that Google goes on because they're too busy.
Yeah,
Dangerous.
you can, but they're dangerous.
They're dangerous.
And not,
Yes.
not for us. We've never used Google for cycling, never.
No.
Not for one or for
No.
hiking.
No.
No, it's
No.
just no good. It's just no good at all.
So Larry says, do you like to live there in France for a long period of time?
You know, we did live in France at one time. We've lived here before. And I was very curious to come back to see if it's a place I would love to live again. And I'm not sure. I feel maybe we've outgrown it in some ways.
We were saying that, weren't we?
Yeah, I think we love the French. We love the country and the food, and we love the joie de vivre of France and everything about it. But I think it's not in our nature for Michelle and I to be stuck in one culture. So somebody asked a question. We were going to do a Q&A. And by the way, this live stream is a rarity because we rarely ever stop, almost never stop in a spot where I've got internet.
No.
So every time we find a place to camp or a campsite or somewhere where we think, and I say to Michelle, let's do a live stream, we're getting like half a bar and I can't get any.
And it's not really that remote, is it?
No, it's not remote.
We're always by something.
Okay, we're only with Leica Mobile and they're not the top. But I've got 250 gigs of data.
Ready for the live streams.
To do as many live streams and upload all the videos. And I found that like my first month ran out and I still had, I'd only used about 40 gigabytes. So I've got plenty of data and I could do a lot more live streams, but every time we try to, it's not working. So when we stopped here and I saw that I had a fairly good connection, I said to Michelle, we haven't got a lot to talk about, but let's do a live stream. Hope you're enjoying the videos. I've got a few more to edit. I'm slowing down on filming because it's becoming hard for us to find time to edit. So forgive me if we miss chunks. I don't want, when we walked the joggle, if ever we ran out of battery or missed a section, people accused us of not doing it because, you know, they say, you didn't do that section.
You didn't do that bit, you didn't film it.
Yeah.
Well, you come and join us and film it for us.
Solar panel, no sun. And actually our solar panels that we got for this journey, we kept the old one from the joggle and we bought a brand new one of the same. They're rubbish, they're not working. Not working at all.
No.
So in a way we're thinking we should jettison them off of our...
The joggle one still works a bit. That one's not so bad, but the new one...
The brand new one is called a Big Blue solar panel. I would highly unrecommend it. I'm going to write to them at some point. We just haven't got the time.
No, not at the moment. So Gareth says, have you ever visited Greece?
No. No, and we've been talking about...
We've done a lot of Europe, but
we've been all around Greece, you know, with Croatia, Turkey. We've been all around sort of the Greece potential, and I'm not even sure. I mean, Greece is not a place that always has massively appealed to me. I must admit, I'm not sort of like longing to go to Greece.
A few times we've nearly got there and never.
But I do want to. I mean, it's not that I don't want to go.
No.
It's just not high on my list of places.
No.
And we talked about even going there now, but you know, the visas will run out eventually, and the weather is slowly starting to turn.
The weather's running out.
The weather's running out, so
And
we're
it's
not
only
sure.
September.
Oh, the summer hasn't the summer been? I don't know if anyone lives in Europe. The summer has just what summer?
And it's not us saying that.
No,
Everybody
all the
we
French
meet.
are saying it.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, like now we're still technically summer for another week and a half, and we've had 5 degrees last night, and there's an Arctic wind.
Arctic wind. It is the wind that's cold. I mean, it's quite warm if the
Yeah.
wind dies, but cold at night. Cold at night.
So it's been all over this part. Basically, I think this Central Europe, Britain, and we had family and friends say to us, "Oh, you should have gone to Scotland. It's lovely." But we look at what their idea of lovely.
And we did meet another couple who spent 8 weeks in Scotland before they came to France.
And they said it was
awful.
bloody awful. They said
and
they
they've got friends
could-
that are stuck on islands they can't get off because
Yeah,
the
they-
ferries aren't running. So I think we made the right decision in that.
Concept of it being lovely is when you're staying in a hotel somewhere and you can wrap up in a rug and go out and sort of like, you know, brave
But when it
the
looks out the
weather.
window, looks all blue skies. That looks nice.
But when it's 20 degrees in the daytime, it feels quite nice. But when that drops, you know, when you're cycling in it and a rainstorm comes, it's not so good.
No. So Dana Godfrey says, awesome travels. J Farm Boy says, Google is best on the subway.
Yeah, Google works well for
In towns and cities and things. It's very good.
infrastructure.
Gareth says, it was freezing in the UK last night, but sun shining today, and the weather people are saying 9 days of summer is back in the UK.
Yeah, there have been little bits of summer in the UK, but the problem is we needed more consistent. We were finding even in July and August that we would be stuck in 4 or 5 days of winter, really cold winter weather, and then we get 2 days of summer, and then 6 days of winter, and it wasn't even sort of like autumn. It was like bitterly cold.
So Petri says, sounds like the southern US law. You get 3 seasons in one day around autumn and spring. What's Melbourne?
Same as Melbourne. So coffee was good.
So J Farm Boy said, it's a privilege to us. Do what's practical to you, Stephen Michelle. We appreciate you loads.
Thank you, mate.
And it's going back to the weather. It's the wind, isn't it? When we're cycling, the wind is always in our face. Even when it says it's not meant to be, it's in our face.
This is like the land. This is like land. John O'Groats to Land's End. We're cycling down the country, and the wind is always in our face. And hence, yesterday I got really red because we were in massive open sunshine, but also there was this constant billowing cold wind in our face.
So we have to keep cycling all the time, even on the flat.
This ground sheet that's tied up against our bikes here is really as a windbreak, because there's a really icy wind. Even though it's about 24, 25 degrees today, did it say?
Yeah.
The wind is bitter, and that's only, I mean, tomorrow it starts to ease off, I think.
Yeah, I think it's slowing down, and then it's over the next few days it's turning. But they keep saying the wind's turning direction, but it's always going in our face when we're cycling.
But the other thing is, it's, you know, it doesn't matter. It slipped. I was going to say something about the winter weather again, but it's kind of, you know.
The weather's pants, that's all we can say.
The weather's pants.
So Larry says, Elon Musk should invest the Starlink internet business there for better internet connections.
Well, yeah, I think it is here. It's whether or not you could cycle with it. You can't cycle with a Starlink. It's good for some of the caravan people, I think, and the RV. There's a few people that use Starlink now. I mean, to be frank, they can do it in Asia. You know, if you're going around parts of Asia, you can get good internet almost anywhere. Why we can't do it in these sort of modern...
This is the thing, isn't it? I think it's there. Yeah. They've throttled them down, maybe.
And also, they're probably fine because Orange is one of the top French providers for the 4G. And I think if we could have found an Orange package, we might have got better connection on the road. But why can't they all share it? You know, everybody should be getting, you know, water shouldn't run well in some towns and then not run in another town. You know, internet is like water. It's a natural thing that everybody needs nowadays.
We nearly did sign up for an Orange, didn't we, package, but they wanted €10 just for the SIM card.
Yeah.
I mean, €10 for a SIM card plus your data on top of that. We thought that was a bit steep.
And actually, we probably should have gone for it even so. The problem is €10 for a SIM card doesn't seem much, but when it's only for 3 months,
Yeah.
it seems like a large chunk.
And we did actually have a SIM card come in, but it just wasn't arriving. It did eventually arrive.
So we probably should have had Orange, but the Orange account wouldn't have given us the amount of data we needed, and then we would have been having to buy extra data. So now what we've got is loads and loads of data we can't use, or we could have had Orange at 3 times the price, but we wouldn't have had enough data. So I don't know, complicated.
Hey ho. So you're getting live streams when you get them, which isn't very often.
And when it is, it's super. I mean, the speed of this now is really, really good. I mean, it's we can upload videos in minutes if I have anything to upload. The problem is I've got nothing to upload at the moment because I have to get and edit the next episode.
Yeah, and power, bit of an issue here.
Power's an issue. But we could just go and move into one of these caravans.
I don't think anyone noticed. The steps are all out.
Now, that's the second caravan that's rocked up in the last 20 minutes. I think what might be happening here is they might be storing caravans for the winter.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they're bringing caravans in and just storing them. Although they all look like they're in pitches.
Yeah, and they've got steps out.
Every one of them's got a step out the front.
Very weird.
It is very odd. Very odd.
Oh, you're going for a walk.
It's very odd, look. They look almost abandoned. I'm not going to say what city we're in because I don't want to flag what we're up to. You know, I don't want them to say, I don't know what I don't want really. See, they've all got little steps outside as if they've been used. That one there's got a step outside. 1, 2, me and Michelle. Oh, no, that's the zombie tent. Nobody's in that one. That's the other zombie tent. No one's in that one. There's some really nice RVs on this side, the big sort of almost Heimer vans. Very strange. Now, interesting. There's a silver van. I don't know if I can see just there. I think it is that silver van, and that's the one I just saw a moment ago. No, it might not be actually. I think I saw it towing a caravan in here. It might not be that one because I'm not sure if that's got a tow ball on the back. Anyway, so everybody, I think we're going to wrap up. Are we going to wrap up, Michelle?
I think we're going to wrap up. I say thank you to Belle Alice for our super chat, and thank you to Mona. We had a lovely PayPal donation the other day.
Mona.
That was fantastic.
Mona, thank you, sweetheart.
I know you'll watch this back later. You're probably sleeping.
Hugs to Mona. Hugs to everybody that supports us on PayPal or with the super chats. That's always really sweet. We put it to good use.
We do.
Belle Alice, we will use that today for going to have something to eat, which would be nice. I hope everybody who's suffering at the moment gets well soon.
Yeah.
Michelle and I will get our coffee filters tomorrow.
Because we're virtually out.
And then
cycle on to Bordeaux.
After Bordeaux, I'll try and do I might even do another update from here tomorrow if I get time. What was I going to say? After Bordeaux, we've got to decide what we're going to do because cycling is becoming a lot of the sort of same old. It's sort of just cycling into the wind south. And also we're feeling like maybe it's time to change things up again. Love to know what your comments are. All right, be good. From Michelle and I.
Oh, he's got to get up again. I'm not moving.
Got to get up again.
I put my jacket on, it's getting chilly.
Loved you all. How long have we been on for? 40 minutes?
Oh, that's long.
Is it worth going on any longer?
I don't know. Have you got anything else to talk about?
Don't think I have.
Anybody got any questions quick before he decides he's going to turn you off?
Just thinking if there's anything the bikes have been going well. I think we talked about that.
Were you going to show your figs?
Oh, figs. Just hold a second.
Let me find the figs.
Look at these figs.
I think that's it.
Oh, come back. This had about we had about 8 or 10 figs. We couldn't take too many because
No. They would have
they
kept
would have
giving
given us loads and loads and loads, but they kept.
We said, no, we can't.
They said we can't carry them. We just didn't have space. We couldn't hang them all off the bike because they're just going to get all bashed about, and we've got no spaces really.
Shall I do it?
So
Oh,
I think I'm in
all
there.
right. So I had to put them into a bag because some of them were quite ripe, and they were delicious. The ones that were really ripe.
So the car arrived. It's getting busy. Maybe because it's Monday, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Is it Monday?
Yeah, it's Monday.
Maybe it was just a weekend.
Maybe.
So look at these figs.
Oozing with juicy goodness.
Oh, we've got about 6 left.
Oh, have we? Is it really ripe? Oh, look, it's squidgy. It's got a squidgy.
So the last time we had figs like this was in Italy at my friend's father's house.
I'm going to have that one actually because it's riper.
All right. Where Pierre would pick them off the trees and we would just eat them straight from the trees. Well, this... Okay, I think we're back. Now, are we still on? Because I think what happened is the power started to start. Can you hear me?
So you won't be able to hear me so well now because my mic will be on.
So let's just get a quick sound check from everybody because I've had to unplug the microphone to put the power brick in. Is it you seeing us there still, Michelle?
Oh yes, we're back, definitely back.
So sorry, we lost it. I think we're down to the last 4 or 5% on the camera. So the last time we had figs was picking them off the trees in Italy with our friend Pierre, and they were just like these ones. Now, figs, you just eat them. I'll actually go for the core end first. They are so delicious. Actually, this one's not as sweet, even though it looked quite dark skinned.
I think when they ripen on the tree, they're sweeter. These were slightly, just not quite ripe, but they've ripened over since yesterday.
But they're still good.
But they're still good. Much better than the shop ones.
So, I think power is going to stop me from continuing with this. If you get the chance to pick fresh figs off a tree and eat them, go for it. They are the best way to eat them.
If you can, grow a fig tree in your garden.
Yeah, grow a fig tree. All right, love to you all. Take care for Michelle and I. We will see you in the next episode. Is anybody still in? Am I just talking to myself?
No, nobody said anything, but bye.
Let me just get one word of hit the thumbs up.
Somebody say hello.
I think we're not even filming this.
Probably.
Love you all. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.